Hi guys, I'm Jose. I'm the creator of Dreadbound, and I'm going to run you guys through a quick how to play for our game. The first thing you need to do when you set up our game is shuffle the supply, the enemy, and the boss decks. Next thing you'll do is choose from the 6 characters. This time we're playing 4 players. We've chosen the sniper, who excels at dealing damage in the back row, the demolitions expert that throws explosives and grenades, the vanguard, who will excel at defending and dealing damage in the first row, and finally the mechanic, who excels at putting up barricades and recycling cards.
Dreadbound is broken down into 3 phases. The first phase is the advance phase. For the sake of example, we've started with 2 enemies on the field. During the advance phase, anything that can move will. Next is the spawn phase. Since this is wave 1, we will be spawning 3 enemies. The bottom of every enemy card tells you which column it's intended to spawn in. For example, the Shrieker spawns in the leftmost available column. This Grunt will spawn in the center or the rightmost available column. And finally a Burrower. Burrowers spawn in the first row, so they're an immediate threat. Now the third phase is the player phase. At the start of each player's turn, you draw 2 cards from the supply deck. During your turn, you can take at least 2 actions. 1 attack action and 1 support action, or 2 support actions. Character and card abilities have an action and resource cost, which is listed right next to the ability. For example, if the sniper wanted to fire their sniper rifle, it would use up one of their attack actions, and they would have to pay 1 core to the discard pile. Let's say the sniper uses their sniper rifle, eliminating 1 enemy in the back row, and leaving them with only 1 support action left. With their remaining support action, they place a barricade, discarding the barricade card and the core required to power it. And now they can place a barricade in one of the defense slots of their choosing. Now that the sniper is out of actions, the phases start over again before the next player's turn. So we move on to the advance phase again. Movement during the advance phase is resolved front to back. So first we'll resolve anything that has to do with barricades. Since this burrower would crash into the barricade, it is eliminated and we discard the barricade token. We move on to the first row, where this swarm makes it past the defense row and deals 1 damage to the lab. And now enemies in the second and third row move. We spawn 3 more enemies. The sniper was only able to eliminate 2, and we're going to be spawning 3 between every player's turn. This charger spawns in the rightmost available space. Since the rightmost column is taken up, the rightmost available would be the center. And now it's the next player's turn. They draw a weapon card. Since the demolitions expert is unarmed, they may decide to equip it as a support action for later use. With their remaining action, they choose to throw an explosive core at the Shrieker in the second row. Every time a Shrieker is eliminated, the boss counter on the board moves up by 1. Killing enough Shriekers will eventually trigger a boss spawn during the next spawn phase. Let's say for demonstration's sake that the next spawn is a boss spawn. So we'll quickly go through the advanced phase, and here you can see that the charger moves 2 spaces instead of 1. During a boss spawn, you draw 2 enemy cards and 1 boss card, totaling 3 for the first wave. You shuffle them, and you spawn them as you draw them, ignoring spawn areas, but not ignoring movement effects. The rules change a little when a boss is on the field. If you would ever take damage, you take 1 more damage. And if any boss ever reaches a defense row, it's game over no matter how much health you have. Should you eliminate the first boss, the second wave will begin, and we'll be spawning 4 enemies between players' turn. Eliminate the second boss, and we'll be spawning 5. Defeating the third boss wins the game.
If you've worked well with the other players and made clever use of your limited supplies, you'll be able to defeat the third boss and escape with your lives. We thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support.